had gentler invitations.
I am Cassandra Pentagust, Seeker of the Chantry.
And just, what are you seeking?
The champion.
Which one?
You know exactly why I'm here! Time to start talking, dwarf. They tell me you're good at it.
What do you want to know?
Everything. Start at the beginning.
Scouts. We will have to fight them sooner or later.
Then we make our stand here. Prepare yourself.
Here we go! What a waste. So much blood. Gotcha! One less to worry about.
We can't keep this up forever.
We'll make it through this. Together.
Here they come. Shall I give them a taste of my blade?
All yours, brother.
Let's finish this!
There's no end to them.
Bullshit. That's not what really happened.
Does that not match the story you've heard, Seeker?
I'm not interested in stories. I came to hear the truth.
What makes you think I know the truth?
Don't lie to me! You knew her even before she became the champion.
Even if I did, I don't know where she is now.
Do you have any idea what's at stake here?
Let me guess. Your precious chantries fall into pieces and put the entire world on the brink of war. And you need the one person who could help you put it back together.
The champion was at the heart of it when it all began. If you can't point me to her, tell me everything you know.
You aren't worried I'll just make it up as I go?
Not at all.
You'll need to hear the whole story. The Blight had been unleashed on Ferelden. Darkspawn poured out of the wilds, clashing against the army at the ruins of Ostagar. The battle
was a disaster. King Kalen died on the field with his men, betrayed by his most trusted general. Unopposed, the Horde marched on the village of Love-Rennie. The village burned, and many innocents were slaughtered. The champion's family barely escaped in time.
I think that's all of them.
For the moment, make us save us. We've lost it all. Everything your father and I built.
I know how much Love-Rennie meant to you, but we have to move.
Yes, you're right.
We should have run sooner. Why did we wait so long?
Why are you looking at me? I've been running since Ostagar.
Not to interrupt, but the Blight's not going to wait while we stand here pointing fingers.
Please, listen to your sister.
Then let's go. Lead on.
Hello, everyone. Who's excited? I know I said this in the last Dragon Age one, but I'm excited. Alright. I have some mods I want to put on. Take that, brother. Okay. Let's get this started, huh?
Be careful!
So I tried to find a save load. I only got a partial one that was done. So we'll have to make the best of what we can here. I know that it'll probably lead to default sometime later, but hopefully it won't change our story too much here. Oh, I'm stuck. There we go.
Wait. Where are we going?
Away from the Darkspawn. Where else?
And then where? We can't just wander aimlessly.
Wherever we go, what's important is that we don't separate.
We can go to Kirkwall.
Kirkwall? Are you sure that's wise?
There's a lot of Templars in Kirkwall, Mother.
I know that, but we still have family there, and an estate.
Then we need to get to Gwarin and take ship.
If we survive that long, I'll just be happy to get out of here.
Get ready!
You will not have him! They will not have you. Not while I breathe.
You look like a badass, Aveline. I don't like it.
Stop Stop squirming, Wesley. You'll make it worse.
Apostate, keep your distance.
Well, the Maker has a sense of humor. Darkspawn and now a Templar. I thought they all abandoned Lothering.
The Spawn are clear in their intent, but a mage is always unknown. The Order dictates.
Wesley.
The Order dictates.
Dear, they saved us. The Maker understands.
Of course.
I am Aveline Valenne. This is my husband, Sir Wesley. We can hate each other when we're safe from the Horde.
I love how he only points out Bethany as the apostate, when clearly Hawk is too.
A strange time to be hunting apostates. His fellows left with the Chantry priests.
I was traveling to Denerim on business for the Order, but I had to turn south when I heard of Ostagar.
Bad luck and judgment brought us together here before the attack.
The nice Templar has been convinced to postpone his hunt for illegal mages. So let's not dwell upon it, shall we?
Wise girl.
You're quick to offer your allegiance.
Another blade between us and the Darkspawn? Yes, please.
So long as the Horde is their first concern.
My duty is clear, but that is for another day, if we are granted that opportunity.
We will be fine. We all will.
For a while it looked like we were the only ones to escape the Darkspawn.
We aren't free of them yet. You didn't see Ostagar. This is just the start.
You were there. Yes, I see it now. Third Company, under Captain Varrel.
Then you saw how the whole of the army was defeated.
We fell to betrayal, not the Darkspawn. This arm of the Horde will not have the same advantage.
How bad is that wound?
I think my sword arm's a loss, even with healing.
Then you will have mine, as always.
For now, we move with you. North is cut off. We barely escaped the main body of the Horde.
Then we're trapped. The wilds are to the south, that's no way out.
We have no choice. The Darkspawn have us fenced in. We go south.
Trapped. Yes, Carver, I know, you hate me. Let's see. Alright, Aveline. Always equipped health potions. Yes, yes. Alright. We're quite a crew, aren't we? Oops, got stuck again. Well done, everyone. Yes, well done. I agree. Backpack. Backpack. I've got some mods, as you can tell, in. I don't have a whole lot because the ones that I like kind of conflict with each of it.
That's enough.
So I only pick and choose certain ones, depending on playthrough and stuff. Come on. Attack. There we go. Okay. And every game is going to be a little bit different for controllers, so I might mess it up here and there between all three series, but we'll try our best not to do it too bad. Get the mage, get the mage, get the mage. Right there.
Get back!
There goes the mage.
Look out! More on the way!
I don't like you guys going up so far.
Get back! Quickly, before they regroup.
No. Not quickly. We need our stuff. We need our stuff, we need our stuff. Oh, come on. There we go. The Kokori Wilds. It is said that in the midst of the Black Age, when werewolves stalked the lands of Ferelden in numbers, that they kept to every holders indoors and a hound on every doorstep. A powerful Jarl of the Amaranthine people stood and declared that he would put an end to the threat. The Jarling stood on the border of the dark forest on the southern border of Ferelden's valley, and he claimed that the werewolves used the forest to launch their midnight assault on humanity. For 20 years, this Jarl led an army of warriors and hounds deep into the forest. The hunt for the werewolves, he slew not only every wolf he came upon, but also every member of the Chastened Wild Folks. Any one of them, he said, could harbor a demon inside and thus be a werewolf in disguise. For 20 years, the forest rang with screams and the rivers ran red. The tale says that an old chastened woman found her sons all dead at the Jarl's blade. She pulled out of those very blades from one son's heart and plunged it into her own chest, cursing the Jarl's name as she did so. Where her blood touched the ground, a mist began to rise. It spread and spread until it was everywhere in the forest. The Jarl's army became lost, and it is said that they had died there. Others say they wander still. The ruins of the Arling stands to this day, filled with the ghost of a woman waiting eternally for her husbands to return. The forest of the legend is, of course, the Kokori Wilds. There are so many legends about the great southerner forest, as there are shadows, or as their saying goes, the Chastened Wild Folks have made their home there since mankind first came to these lands, and the wild lands spread as far as the south as anyone has ventured. Beyond the mists are vast tracts of snow, white-capped mountains, and entire fields of ice. It is a land too cold for mankind to survive. Yet the Chastened eke out an existence even there, and they tell of horrors beyond the wilds that the lowland folks could not even begin to comprehend. To most, Ferelden simply ends with the Kokori Wilds. There is nothing beyond the wilds. Is a land of great trees, wet marshes, and dangerous monsters. What more needs to be said? From the Lands of Wilders by Mother Alice, Chantry Scholar, 918. So we've learned a little bit of this while we were in the wilds, in the other one, but that's pretty great to like reread it while we go through all these series, because so much of the histories from Dragon Age Origins to 2 goes into Inquisition, and it'll be interesting on how much history goes through the next game as well, as this is why we're playing the series. The city of Kirkwall. Kirkwall once lived on the edge of Tevinter Imperium and was home to nearly 1 million slaves, stolen from the Evelyn lands or shipped from across the sea. All slaves fed the Imperium unquestionable thirst for expansion. They worked in massive quarries and sweltering foundries that produced stone and steel for the Empire. The city's complicated past is not easy to forget. Histories have earmarks many corners of the Stone City. A ship approaching the harbor spotted the city's namesake, an imposing black wall. It is visible for miles, and carved into the cliff side are a platinum of veiled guardians representing the old gods. Over the years, the Chantry has visited many of these profane sentinels, but it will take many more years to erase them all. Also, carved into the cliff is a channel that permits ships into the city interior. Flanking each channel are 2 massive bronze statues, the twins of Kirkwall. The statues have a practical use. Kirkwall sits next to a narrowing point of the waking sea, and a massive chain net can be eradicated between the statues and the lighthouse, closing off any narrow available lanes. Navigable? Oh, whatever. The stranglehold on the sea traffic is jealously guarded by the ever-changing rulers of the city as the net trolls taxes, tolls, and extortion in from the sea. From In a Pursuit of Knowledge, the Travel of a Chantry Scholar by Jenna TV. And again, we're back to Jenna TV. It's so awesome that he's still in here. An honest answer regarding apostates. A mage who does not receive the teaching of the circle and who does not have the words of Andraste in her heart is an apostate and a danger to us all. Without guidance of the Holy Chantry, a mage may foolishly dabble into the dark arts, blood magic, or demon summoning, thus becoming Mufakarum. And a mage's mind will never be a doorway to spirits of the fade without proper instruction. This doorway remains open and unsecured. If a demon should come through this doorway and possess a mage, an abomination is created. Abominations know only madness. They cannot be reasoned with and will slaughter men, women, and children without thought. Whole cities have fallen to these creatures. Thousands have died at their hands. The Chantry and her Templars have a duty to ensure that this does not happen. If I knew a better way to deal with magic, I would seize upon it immediately. You say we should let the mages guard themselves. I tell you that this is no solution. Look at the Winter Imperium. Their magisters do not know restraint. Without Chantry oversight, the magister abuses their power. Those without magic are trampled underfoot and forced to serve. Slaves are slaughtered by the hundreds to feed the magisters' hunger for power. Even some mages are not spared, for in mages, as in all humans, there exists a spectrum. On one end, the very powerful; on the other, those that can barely light a candle. The Empire cares only for the strongest, and those who do not compare favorably are thrown to the wolves. I imagine your children growing up in such a world. If a mage asks it of you, you have to give him your daughter, not knowing what his plans for her might be. You could not resist him, and neither could she. Without our Templars and without the Circle, the common man would have no defense against magic. We must deny the mages certain freedoms for the common good. I wish there was another way. I could tell your apprentice that this is a test of their faith, and that it is the will of their Maker. Many understand that we will do what we do for their own good. excerpt of a letter from Grand Cleric Frances of Starkhaven to Lord Gerthy Uphold. So, it's interesting. They compared, the Imperium to just massive slaughter, which it is. And Dorian will tell us more in history, but there's some that do not believe in it or uphold like he does. However, it doesn't mean that all people don't deserve freedom, even with magic. There should be a circle, but a circle that they can come and go, or like a school. We send children to learn how to grow when they become adults. This is no different. And Templars can be like guards to protect anything that comes arise. But they don't need to be leaders. They don't need to punish as they see fit. That should be up to the teachers and the parents themselves. And I think that would get a better aspect of things. And the Chantry uses it as it's all evil, all of it, and holds on too much to the past. This is probably why I always head for mages, and because they're slaves, and you can say that Templars in their own way are slaves as well, being holded by a Lyrium leash from Chantry. Alright. Darkspawn. Those who had sought to claim heaven by violence destroyed it. What was golden and pure turned black. Those who once been mage lords, the brightest of their age, were no longer men but monsters. Theodores 12:1. Sin was the midwife that ushered the Darkspawn into this world. The Magisters fell from the Golden City, and their fate encompassed all the worlds, for they are not alone. No one knows where the Darkspawn come from, a dark mockery of people in the darkest place they thrive, growing in numbers as the plague of locusts will. In raids, they will often take captives, drag their victims alive into the deep roads, but mostly evidence suggests that these are eaten, like spiders. It seems Darkspawn prefer their food still breathing. Perhaps they're simply spawned by darkness, certainly. We know that evil has no trouble perpetuating itself. The last blight was in the Age of Towers, striking once again at the heart of Deventer, spreading south into Olay and east into the Free Marches. The plague spread as far as Ferelden, but the withering and twisting of the land stopped well beyond our border. Here, the Darkspawn has never been more than the stuff of legend. In the northern lands, however, particularly Deventer and the Annerfells, they say Darkspawn haunt the hinterlands, preying on outlying farmers and isolated villages, a constant threat. From Ferelden, Forlork of History by Sister Patrine and Chantley Scholar. We're going to hear a lot from Sister Patrine, too. Destiny Hawke, the daughter of Malcolm Hawke and Leandra Amell. Destiny has lived in many places throughout Ferelden. Her father was a mage, and his gifts were passed on to both Destiny and Bethany, Malcolm's younger daughter. Malcolm refused to submit himself to the Chantry's rule. He kept his abilities a secret and taught his daughters to do the same. Therefore, the family was constantly on the move to avoid Templar hunters. 10 years ago, the family settled in a village of Love-Rennie, building a home on the outskirts and making a life where they wouldn't forever be on the run. Though Leandra worried constantly that the Templars would one day catch up with them, Malcolm's teachings were sufficient to keep them safe. He died 3 years ago, leaving Destiny responsible for the welfare of her mother and younger siblings. When the Blight began, Carver enlisted in King Callahan's regiment. saying that the horde spilling from the Kokoro wilds meant that their home would be quickly overrun if the Darkspawn were not defeated immediately. Destiny remained in Lotharing to safeguard the family. Carver appeared on their doorstep almost a month later, exhausted and injured. King Callahan had been betrayed and slain at Ostagar, and the horde was advancing on Lotharing. Though Destiny and the others were making plans to leave, they fled their homes before they were fully prepared, and it may still be too late. Cross-class combos. Yeah, we don't need to worry about that. Okay, levels ups. Alright guys, let's continue.
Maker, give me strength.
It looks like this isn't over yet! Let's finish this!
Bethany, wake up. The battle's over, we're fine.
I'm sorry, mistress. Your daughter is gone.
No! These things will not take Bethany.
Bethany risked her life to save us.
I don't want a hero. I want my daughter. How could you let her charge off like that? Oh, my poor little girl. My sweetheart.
If we stand here weeping, the Darkspawn will take the rest of us too.
Allow me to commend your daughter's soul to the Maker, mistress. Ashes we were, and ashes we become. Maker, give this young woman a place at your side. Let us take comfort in the peace she has found in eternity.
I will never forget you, Bethany.
At least Father will have company now.
Flames. We're too late. Here we go!
There's no end to them.
But hello, Flemeth. God, she's so pretty in this one.
Well, well. What have we here? It used to be we never got visitors to the wilds, but now it seems they arrive in hordes.
Well, first, you almost got me with your fire trick. Two, thank you for saving us.
I don't know what we would have done if you hadn't arrived.
I do. You would have perished. You still may. If you wish to flee the Darkspawn, you should know you are heading in the wrong direction.
So you're just going to leave us here?
And why not? I spotted a most curious sight. A mighty ogre vanquished. Who could perform such a feat? But now my curiosity is sated, and you are safe for the moment. Is that not enough?
We won't be able to get through the Darkspawn on our own.
They are everywhere, or soon will be. Where is it you plan to run to, hmm?
We're going to Kirkwall, in the Free Marches.
Kirkwall? My, but that is quite the voyage you plan. So far, simply to flee the Darkspawn.
Our home is gone, and we have nowhere else to go.
I see. Hurtled into the chaos, you fight, and the world will shake before you. Is it fate or chance? I can never decide. It appears fortune smiles on us both today. I may be able to help you yet.
There must be a catch.
There is always a catch. Life is a catch. I suggest you catch it while you can.
Should we even trust her? We don't even know what she is.
I know what she is. The Witch of the Wilds.
Some call me that. Also Flemeth. Asha Belinar. An old hag who talks too much. Does it matter? I offer you this. I will get your group past the Horde in exchange for a simple delivery to a place not far out of your way. Would you do this for a Witch of the Wilds?
What is a Witch of the Wilds exactly?
A chastened legend. Witches that steal children.
Bah, as if I had nothing better to do.
Then you're an apostate.
Yes, we have so much in common.
You would go through all that trouble to have something delivered?
I have an appointment to keep. It is far more convenient this way. Happily, you're not without your own needs.
How much trouble will this delivery be exactly?
Yes,
About as much trouble as my saving your lives not 5 minutes ago.
Well, you got me there.
Good point.
If you knew my daughter, you'd know how seldom I hear that.
We don't have much choice.
We don't.
We never do. There is a clan of Dalish elves near the city of Kirkwall. Deliver this amulet to their keeper, Marithari. Do as she asks with it, and any debt between us is paid in full. Before I take you anywhere, however, there is another matter.
No, leave him alone.
What has been done to your man is within his blood already.
You lie!
She's right, Aveline. I can feel the corruption inside me.
What are you talking about?
From the Darkspawn. All that blood. I knew when it happened.
And how much time before you?
Not long now, if I am any judge.
There must be something we can do.
The only cure I know of is to become a Grey Warden.
And they all died at Ostagar.
Not all, but the last are now beyond your reach.
Aveline, listen to me.
You can't ask me this. I won't.
Please. The corruption is a slow death. I can't.
We're just losing people left and right. So we're gonna let her decide.
He's your husband, Aveline. I can't decide his fate.
I'm not gonna decide another death when my sister is already
Be
dead.
strong. My love.
Oh, this is so sad. I hate this.
Without an end, there can be no peace. It gets no easier. Your struggles have only just begun.
Flemeth.
I thought that might interest you.
You expect me to believe a myth swooped out of the wild to save the champion?
Oh, come now, Seeker. Do I need to recite the tale of the Warden as well?
No. Perhaps I shouldn't be surprised to hear of her involvement.
I liked my version better, too.
What else aren't you telling me, then? Did she send someone with the champion?
In a manner of speaking.
So it's true. Continue. But if you tell me they all flew to Kirkwall on a dragon...
Nothing so fanciful, I assure you. The witch kept her word and got them to Guaran, where they took ship. They sailed north across the waking sea, lashed by terrible storms. 2 weeks they spent in that dark hold, packed in with the fearful and the desperate. And then they saw it. Kirkwall, the city of chains. Long ago it was part of the Imperium, slaves coming from far and wide to work the quarries. Now, it's a free city, but I use the word loosely. Sail through those black cliffs and you'll see what the slaves of old saw. The gallows, welcoming you. That's where their ship landed, with all the rest.
They're not letting anyone into the city.
What? That can't be.
It's true. Look at them all.
Are we really surprised? Everyone's fleeing the Blight. Just as we are.
And they would throw us all back to the wolves. Unbelievable.
So long as we're all safe, that's more important.
We need to find Gamlen. Our family has always been highly regarded in Kirkwall. He can do something, I'm sure of it.
Let's hope he received your letter.
The guards seem to be reporting to that man. Perhaps we should speak to him.
Perhaps we should. Alright. Okay. Bethany Hawke. Destiny's younger sister, Bethany, died during the family's flight from Love-Rennie, leaving Destiny and Bethany's twin brother Carver as the only surviving children. Like Destiny, Bethany was an apostate and hiding from the circle since childhood. Protecting Destiny and Bethany from the Templars became the defining fact of the family's life, forcing them to move frequently and live well below their means in a small hamlet like Love-Rennie. Bethany was close to her eldest sibling, and idolized and envied the way Destiny embraced magic, but she could never give up her resentment of being different and feared for what their future would hold. Flemeth, you were required to do nothing, least of all believe. Ages ago, the legend said Ban Conabar took to a wife a beautiful young woman who harbored a secret talent for magic, Flemeth of Highever. And for a time, they lived happy, until the arrival of a young poet, Olsen, who captured the lady's heart with his verse. They turned to the chasing tribes for help and hid from Carnibal's wrath in the wilds, until word came to them that Carnival lay dead. His last wish was to see Flemeth's face one final time. The lovers returned, but it was a trap. Carnival killed Olsen and imprisoned Flemeth in the highest tower of the castle. In grief and rage, Flemeth worked a spell to summon the spirit into this world to wreak revenge upon her husband. Vengeance she received, but not as she planned. The spirit took possession of her, turning Flemeth into an abomination. A twisted, manning creature, she slaughtered Conabar and all his men, and fled back into the wilds. For hundreds of years, Flemeth plotted, stealing men from the chastened to sire Montress' daughters. Horrific things that could kill a man with fear. These corporeal witches led an army of Chasen from the wilds to strike at the Amaranthine tribes. They were defeated by the hero Cormac, and all the witches burned, so they say. But even now, the wilders whisper that Flemeth lives in the marsh, and she and her daughters steal those men who come too near. Morgan's mother saved the last Grey Warden from the death at the top of the Tower of Ishel. But just who or what Flemish truly is a mystery. So we get to know this a little bit more as we go on in DA2, where, more than likely this is what happens, and we get to learn in DAI on who that entity is that possessed her. Herlock. Taller than their Genlock cousins, the Herlocks are roughly of human size, but possess a considerable strength and constitution. The shock troop of the Darkspawn, a single-handed berserking Herlock, can often be a match for numerous opponents at once. They are known to adorn themselves with roughly carved tattoos to keep track of their kills and deeds, though it is unknown whether or not there is a uniform standard to these markings. Mabaria Warhound. Dogs are an essential part of Ferelden's culture, and no dog is more prized than the Mabari. The breed is an old as myth, said to have been bred from the wolves who served Dane. Prized for their intelligence and loyalty, these dogs are more than mere weapons or status symbols. The hounds choose their master and pair them with them for life. To be the master of a Mabari anywhere in Ferelden is to be recognized instantly as a person of worth. The Mabari are an essential part of Ferelden's military strategy. Trained hounds can easily pull knights from their horseback or break lines of pikemen, and sight and sound of a wave of war dogs, howling and snarling, has been known to cause panic among even the hardened infantry soldiers. Ogre. Towering over their Darkspawn kin, the massive ogre are a rare sight on the battlefield. Traditionally, they only appear during a blight, but some records claim that ogres have been spotted in the deep roads, hunting alone or in small groups. At least one reports by the Grey Wardens claim that the ogre was spotted alone in the Kokori Wilds in 919 Dragon, though it was weakened and easily dispatched. Up to 100 of these creatures can accompany a Darkspawn horde at any one time during a blight, often use their great strength to burst through fortifications and demolish the front lines of the opposing army. They use brute force to charge their enemies like bulls, slamming the ground with their fists to shake enemies off their feet. Excuse me, I had a hiccup there. And again, and hurl giant rocks into the face of oncoming foes. Melee can be difficult against a giant that snatches a warrior up in one hand, crushes the life out of him, or beating him into oblivion with the other hand. The nimble can try to wiggle his way free, or allies can attempt to arrange a stunning blow on the ogre to free the comrade in danger. Grey Warden lore urges caution when slaying an ogre. Unless it is ensured that they have received a major wound to the head or the heart, it is possible that they are laying dormant and will regenerate to full health within a matter of minutes. During a blight, most of the Grey Wardens recommend burning all Darkspawn to ashes. Dead ogres in particular. Alright. This is where we're going to end this episode, and when we come back, we'll see if we can get a hold of Gamlet. We'll see you in the next episode. Bye now.